Number 7.
The Super Saiyan God transformation. In the movie it was a lackluster transformation, it was just a blue light and that was it basically, but the OST was awesome. But in the anime they stepped it up a lot, making one entire episode singularly to make the transformation look awesome. And boy oh boy did they make it. The transformation really feels godly. From the skies going up and with those clouds that we see in the other world, the thunder, the hail, the rain, all of that just to show the incredible power that was being bestowed upon Goku. Add that to the awesome soundtrack that was playing that really helped into making the atmosphere very, very, very godly. Every now and then I go back to watch this scene as it's just plainly beautiful looking. And also we cannot forget about Super Saiyan Videl, that it was a very fun at the time. And also don't forget about Beerus with the paper. So I really recommend you to go watch it right now. It's on episode 9.
Number 6.
How dare you hit my Bulma! Taking a step back to episode 7 and episode 8, we see this Beerus slap Vegeta's wife Bulma, and that makes him go into a frenzy mode, and he gives Beerus a well-deserved beat down. Though in the end it amounts to nothing. Again, taken from the movie The Battle of the Gods, this outburst of Vegeta against Beerus was very short, though very intense. So in the anime we always expect it to be a little longer, and it was somewhat longer than the movie, but it features some of the most intense battle that we have ever seen so far as of yet in episode 8. And we could feel the rage of Vegeta in every hit that he dealt to Beerus. It was that powerful, especially since the last couple of episodes where Beerus was constantly teasing Vegeta. They really did a good job building it up. And also was the first time we saw these power clashes. I have watched this scene time and time again ever since it got released in God knows how long ago, and it still amazes me.
Number 5.
Beerus's job, episodes 1 and 2. This is not the first time I'm going to merge 2 episodes or more into one category because they basically are the same thing, so it would be unwise to split them apart because the feeling is the same. In this episode 1 and episode 2, one of the things I was looking forward the most is to see Beerus fleshed out as a character more. I mean, not more as a character, but as about what he does. Because in the movie we're constantly reminded that Beerus can destroy everything on a whim, and not to anger him, but we never actually get to see him destroy anything. So it was a joy, not only because Dragon Ball Super was beginning, so that we also learned to see how Beerus was feared throughout the universe. And also we got some amazing power feats that he displayed right in the beginning of the series. So that was awesome to see. I was hyped as hell. Not only was Dragon Ball Super beginning, we already was watching Beerus destroy a planet with a finger tap on the table. And also he destroyed another planet on episode 2 with a ball of the size of an energy that was smaller than a freaking gumdrop. I mean, water drop. It was amazing. It was that amazing. I love this show.
Number 4.
Vegeta's family vacation. Still on episode 2, we see Vegeta going out on the vacation with his family, Bulma and Trunks. Keeping his promise to take Trunks into an amusement park if Trunks landed a hit on him. And it was awesome to see Vegeta and Bulma go at it whenever they are. Seeing Vegeta swallow up his pride into many, many hilarious situations, plus the visual was amazing. It was all together to benefit to make this sequence, to make this episode as a whole very fantastic. From his mini rivalry with the octopus that squirted him with the goose that proceeded to make him get his revenge on a later episode. All the little things, from them flying to Vegeta getting angry and finally realizing that he does not want to be number 2, which was also a moment of character growth for Vegeta as well. 2 tied in together why he decides to become stronger later in the arc, and this was just hilarious all the way. You should definitely watch it.
Number 3.
Goku vs Beerus on King Kai's planet. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but hear me out. I am not talking about the animation, but even so, when I first watched it, I did not care about the animation at all. Only after I saw the huge complaints and rewatched the fight because I don't pay attention to that as well as I pay now. Because after, let's face it, after that everyone has been paying attention a lot more often, even if they did not before, because of the outrageous backlash that Naoki Tate had for this episode. But all in all fairness, it was good for the series because it elevated the animation for the future episodes, discarding Resurrection of F. But we'll get to that. In this episode we see Goku go against Beerus in using his Super Saiyan form, his Super Saiyan 2 form, and his Super Saiyan 3. And I loved so much Beerus' reactions throughout the entire fight. He goes Super Saiyan, oh, so I can see how he defeated Frieza. Then he goes Super Saiyan 2, oh my god, he powered up that much. So I was breathtaking, I was exhilarated to see his reactions to the Super Saiyan forms. And when he went Super Saiyan 3, it all got better. Though I did not like one little aspect of this fight, which was that Goku did not punch a hole in King Kai's planet. He will use a Kamehameha wave. But that does not spoil the episode for me. I still loved it very, very much. And if I may, I would suggest you to rewatch it and not care about the animation and pay attention to what is being said. Because let's face it, it's an experience that is above using only one of our senses, that is the eyes. Oh yes, and Super Saiyan 3 is my favorite form. So it was awesome to see it, especially since we were said that Toriyama did not like the Super Saiyan 2 and 3 transformations and that we would never see them again. So every little bit of Super Saiyan 3 that I get, I was going to look forward and embrace it. And the same thing applies to Super Saiyan 2, because let's face it, Super Saiyan 2 is even more less showed than Super Saiyan 3 is, especially since sometimes it does not even look different from the Super Saiyan 1. And of course, the anime, being Dragon Ball Super in the anime, we can see a lot more, so it's nice to see the fight being fleshed out more, especially with the form that we like the most, even if the animation falls apart. Though in my opinion, it did not. But to each their own, and that's why.
Number 2.
Beerus and Vegeta, Episode 6. For the second position we have the Beerus and Vegeta's interactions throughout Episode 6. It was one of the most fantastic episodes in this arc that did not have any fight whatsoever. Seeing Vegeta constantly afraid of Beerus reminded us that Beerus was a force to be reckoned with, because let's face it, after Resurrection of F, he kinda became a subpar protagonist character that was just there. He wasn't imposing fear, just pretending to destroy everyone, but he would always get hungry and eat food, and his threats basically meant crap. So he kinda lost weight. It was nice to see him being evil. Okay, not exactly evil, but it was nice to see him being imposing, being threatening. And seeing Vegeta getting scared shitless was also a treat. Every time during the party, Vegeta was there watching Beerus to be sure that he would not do anything, that no one would piss him off, and that Beerus would sometimes give some glances, evil glances to Vegeta, and that would frighten him. That was hilarious. And we also get Vegeta taking revenge on the octopus from episode 2, which was nice to see a little callback to episode 2 so soon in episode 6. Just like I said, I love these little details. And Beerus had some amazing shots in this episode as well. And well, you should just go and watch it, because the entire episode is basically this. And it ends with Beerus finally getting cranky over the pudding. And he gives Majin Buu a very funny beatdown. But the entire episode is worth it, and just like every other item in this list, I still watch it from time to time and laugh my ass off.
Number 1.
The Battle of the Gods. This wasn't exactly a surprise. Everyone knows that Goku as a Super Saiyan God versus Beerus in the finale, the climatic battle of this arc, and for good reason. Super Saiyan God is one of my favorite transformations, and while watching the Battle of the Gods movie back in 2013, I was a little sad because he did not fight that well because he was basically preoccupied by complaining about the form to Beerus because it wasn't his own power and etc. That he was happy and all, but it did not seem like it. And the fact that the battle was too short. Beerus was seemingly a lot stronger than Goku as a Super Saiyan God, even though they were both holding back. And when they finally decide to make Goku go serious, he stops, he loses the form. So that was a little bit of a bittersweet ending. Though the effects were nice, and the little use of CGI was sometimes a little weird, but that's besides the point. With that said, when I learned that Dragon Ball Super was going to retell the arc, I was excited because I knew that that would have extended battle between Goku and Beerus, and I was excited as shit for that. And that was delivered in the arc. Episodes 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, though the 14 was the only Super Saiyan, but still, we got a lot more of the Super Saiyan God than I could have ever dreamed about. And I remember a specific story about episode 11, that's arguably the one of the best, when I was in a wedding at the day, September 19th, and I was more excited about the episode than about the party, and I was, as soon as the episode got live in the website, without the subs, I just rushed out to watch it. And I was hyped as fuck because while the episode was airing, I kept my eyes on the Kazenchu forum to look at people's comments and reactions about the episode, and that only made it better for me, and I was hyped as hell for that episode. But back to the fight. This fight has one main theme that stretches out throughout the episodes, which was going past your limits. That is the main thing. In episode 10, Goku starts off trying to learn how to use the godly powers. He tries to hit Beerus, he cannot even see Beerus' punches in the beginning, and then he learns and he manages to see it and catch it, which leads us to the second episode, that was episode 11 of the fight, which was Goku starting the Battle of the Gods and going equal and starting to fight on equal foot against Beerus, the Destroyer, and it was fantastic. One of the best episodes, if not the best episode of the entire arc, episode 11. Awesome new move for Beerus that he was in desperate need. From the yellow death ball, from those little, he places his hand on Goku's and then blasts him away with a yellow glow light. And of course the new super move that he got, that was I like to call it the atomic destruction ball, or something like that. I just made this name on the fly. Anyway, and he impales Goku, and he falls. And somehow he gets a Zenkai from those from the power that was nowhere to be seen whatsoever ever after. And he rises up, and there you go, break of the limit number 1. And then on episode 12 he goes, and they clash 3 times or 4 times. Many times, causing the universe to almost collapse, and that was a little bit overkill, but that was to show just how powerful Beerus actually is, and Goku as well, which is why many people think that Super Saiyan God is a lot stronger than Super Saiyan Blue because of these universe destruction feats. But I think that's basically just because of Beerus and not Goku per se, because after Goku fought Frieza, there were no shock. Anyway, I'm digress. And in the end of the episode 12, Goku is losing the beam struggle, and he somehow gets another power up from the Super Saiyan God power, so he breaks through his limits yet again. And that's the theme of this fight. And then episode 13, they are going at it again, and Goku loses his God powers. It runs out. And on episode 14, the last one, Goku, as a Super Saiyan, he's struggling with the Death Ball in the end, and he tells Beerus that he should not be judging people and imposing his limitations on them. He cannot dictate their limits. So Goku taught that lesson to Beerus, and I thought that was an amazing finale for this fantastic battle. I could go on and on about this fight, but I think I have made my point as to why I love this fight so much. So much that I have one video making a tribute for this, I made a Battle of the Gods video before this one, and I just love this battle so much, and I thought this was a good way to share my excitement to you. I hope you understand why I decided to clamor in all those 4 episodes into one. Hope you enjoyed it, and I see you guys next time.